Hi, it's Travis Anderson with Keller Williams Realty, and in this video we're going to talk about the differences between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification. It's Travis Anderson here, Keller Williams Realty, helping you sell your home fast and for more cash. You know, what's the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification? Let me ask you this, what's the difference between a pre-approval and an approval? You know, I think there's a lot of misunderstandings around the mortgage application process specifically. So I'm going to explain this for you in just a couple of minutes here. The very first step would be to get what's called a pre-qualification. A pre-qualification would be you make a phone call to a mortgage company or you fill out an application online and you make some statements. You make statements like, this is what my income is, these are what my debts are, this is what my investments look like, this is how much money I have in my savings account or bank accounts. You're making statements regarding your approval process. That's a pre-qualification. When the lender uses your statements to verify your approval status, it's called pre-qualification. This is the least likely way for you to obtain an actual letter from a lender. The good news is they still pull your credit, so they still can verify your credit. On your credit there will still be some debts on there, so there is still a small verification process. However, a pre-qualification is not nearly as good as a pre-approval. Also, a pre-qualification doesn't really do you any good. You give a pre-qualification letter to a realtor and you want to start looking at houses, it's just probably not the best way to do it. The next best way to do it would be your pre-approval. Now, your pre-approval letter is just the second step in the pre-approval process. And it starts with that phone call with the pre-qualification. And then you now verify everything that you made statements on. So let's say you made statements about your income. Well, you're going to provide evidence of that income. You make statements about your debts. You're now going to provide evidence of those debts. You make statements about your savings, your investments, etc. Now you provide evidence of all of that stuff. That's now a pre-approval. Pre-approval is what's needed in order to write a purchase agreement, at least currently in Minnesota. I do think that some realtors don't understand this difference, the distinction between the two, and so sometimes we're seeing offers written with a pre-qualification letter. And really, we should go a step further and get that pre-approval letter. Now, once you're pre-qualified, you can then get pre-approved. Once you're pre-approved and you find a purchase, and you find a home to purchase, you can now go through the approval process. The approval process, there's a couple of different facets. You've got the home needs to be approved. We need to approve the home via appraisal and title work. And then you have you as a buyer need to be approved. And then there's actually a couple things the seller has to do with the title work as well as any foreign investment type stuff. So there's some things involved there too. But now that you've verified your income and your debts and your assets through the pre-approval, now what's missing would be anything else that doesn't paint a clear picture. Okay? Anything that doesn't paint a clear picture for the lender now needs to be extra verified. For example, verification of employment. A lot of times the lender will reach out to your employer to make sure that you're fully employed. Another thing might be verification of the tax transcripts would happen through the approval process. So now you've provided your W-2s. Now let's verify that you actually file your taxes. So there's things like that. So there is an actual approval process as well. Here's what I always tell my buyers. When the lender says jump, you ask how high. When you go through the mortgage process, when they say that buying real estate is stressful, the mortgage process is stressful. The mortgage process is stressful. And so again, just listen to your lender, do the best that you can. Again, my name is Travis Anderson with Keller Williams Realty. Hopefully this video helps distinguish the difference between a pre-qualification, a pre-approval, and an approval. Again, we're helping you sell your home fast and for more cash, and if you should have any questions, just reach out and let me know.